Okay, today I am starting unit 2, that is electromagnetic protection. Okay, first, what is meant by electromagnetic protection? In the case of power system, we are using the electromagnetic devices for the protection. Okay, that's why we are called as electromagnetic protection. Okay, in this unit we are study about the electromagnetic relays. Okay, in this unit we are study about the electromagnetic relays, how that electromagnetic relays will be operated and what is the purpose of that electromagnetic relays. Okay, today I am going to explain the electromagnetic relays. Okay, that is the unit 2. Okay, in this class I am discussing about the protective relays and also the types of electromagnetic relays. Okay, in the previous classes I am discussing about the overall circuit breakers and overall circuit breaker operations and also the classifications of a circuit breaker. First, what is meant by circuit breaker? It is a one type of electromagnetic device. It is used to break or make the circuit under normal and abnormal conditions. Okay, how the circuit breaker will be operated? Okay, the circuit breaker will be operated after giving a tripping signal to the breaker. After a protective relay giving a tripping signal to the circuit breaker, then only the breaker breaks the circuit under abnormal conditions. Okay, the protective relay gives the indication to the circuit breaker, then the breaker breaks the circuit. Okay, that is the main purpose for the protective relay. Okay, normally protective scheme requires for the protection of power system components against the abnormal conditions such as faults, etc. Okay, essentially consists of a protective relays and circuit breakers. Okay, the protective relay function as it is a sensing device. Okay, the protective relay is a sensing device. It senses the fault. Okay, then determine its location and finally it sends a tripping command to the circuit breaker. Okay, normally what is the function of protective relay? It senses the fault and determine its location and finally it sends a tripping signal to the circuit breaker and finally it sends a tripping command to the circuit breaker. Then the circuit breaker, after getting the command from the protective relay, it disconnect the faulty element. It disconnect the faulty element. Okay, then next, the protective schemes required for the power system against the abnormal conditions such as fault conditions by using the various types of protective relays and also the circuit breakers. Okay, therefore the protective relays is the brain behind the scheme in the case of a power system. Okay, by using this protective relay only we identify the faulty location. After that it gives the tripping command to the circuit breaker. Then only the breaker breaks the abnormal circuit. That's why the protective relay is the brain behind the scheme and it plays a very important role in the case of a power system. Okay, that's why we are using the protective relays. Okay, therefore proper care should be taken in design and selecting an appropriate protective relay, okay, which is reliable, efficient and fast in operations. By considering these following parameters, and then we select the protective relays. Okay, next one is the overall system protection is divided into generator protection, transformer protection, bus bar protection, transmission and feeder protection. Basically, in the case of a power system, generating station and transformer and bus bars are the main important parts. Okay, that's why we give the separate protection for each and every equipment. Okay, that is the generator, transformer, bus bar, transmission and feeder lines. Therefore, the overall system protection is divided into generator protection, transformer protection, bus bar protection, transmission line protection and also the feeder protection. Okay, the relay is employed for the protection of operators and transmission lines or overcurrent relays. Next one is the under voltage relays, under frequency relays and directional relays and etc. are the different types of relays that are to be used in the case of a protection. Okay, next coming to this class, I am cover the following contents, that is first one is the objectives of a power system protection. Okay, what are the objectives are there in the case of a power system protection? Next one is the introduction to the protective relay. What is meant by the protective relay and what is the function of that protective relay? Why you are using the protective relay? That will be covered in the introduction to the protective relay. Okay, next one is the functional characteristics of a protective relay. Okay, what are the characteristics are to be there in the case of a protective relays are to be explained in this topic. Next, coming to next one, that is the working of a protective relay. How the protective relay will be operated and how the protective relay identify the faulty condition and how it will give the indication to the circuit breaker. Okay, that all will be explained in the working of a protective relay. Okay, next one is the basic connection diagram of a protective relay. How we connect the protective relay components and to the circuit breaker, that all will be explained in this topic. Next, last one is the type of electromagnetic relays. Okay, first what is meant by electromagnetic relays and how we will divide the electromagnetic relays and what are the types are there in the case of electromagnetic relays, that all will be explained and discussed in this topic. Okay, next coming to the first topic, it is the second unit, electromagnetic protection. Okay, unit name is the electromagnetic protection. Okay, the circuit breakers and relays are the electromagnetic devices. How you give the protection? By using these electromagnetic devices. Okay, in the first unit we already discussed about the circuit breakers. It is also one type of electromagnetic device and how it will be operated and what are the classifications of that circuit breakers, that all will be discussed in the previous classes. Okay, now in present class I am discussing about the what is the meant by the relay, protective electromagnetic protective relay. First of all, the power system, the protective systems required for the protection of power system components. Okay, why you are using the protection systems in the case of a power system. Okay, that means in the case of a power system, if any abnormal conditions are obtained, in that case we are using the protective systems. Okay, such as that are to be considered as, first one is the circuit breakers, next one is the protective relays. Okay, the main objective of power system protection is to keep the power system stable. Okay, what is the main object of power system protection? Why you are using the power system protection? Is the power system stable by isolating only the components that are under faults. Okay, which components are there in faulted condition? Only that components are isolated from the circuit and remaining components are stable in the case of a power system. Okay, that is the main objective of a power system protection. Why you are giving the protection for the power system means the power system is stable by isolating only the components that are under faults. If the faulted components are there in the power system, only that faulted components are disconnected from the circuit and remaining components are healthy components are presented in the circuit. In that case the system will be stable. Okay, that's why we are using the various protective schemes in the case of a power system. Okay, that is the main objective of a power system protection. Okay, that is the main objective of a power system protection. In the case of a power system, basically the main protective devices are the circuit breakers and the protective relays. Okay, in the case of a power system, basically the main protective devices are the circuit breakers and the protective relays. Okay, next we are having the various protections are there. In the case of a power system, we require the separate protections for these power system components. Okay, the various costly components in the case of a power systems are the generators, transformers, bus bars and the transmission lines. Okay, basically the power in the case of a power systems, the transformers, generators, bus bars and transmission lines are the costly equipments in power systems. Okay, that's why we give the separate protection for the generators and separate protection for the transformers and separate protection for the bus bars and separate protection for the transmission lines. Okay, these are the various components of the power systems need to be protected, that is generators, transformers, bus bars and also transmission lines. Okay, this is the generator protection. This is the generator protection. RG is the generated protective relay. Next one is the transformer protection. Okay, this is the transformer protection. In that we are using the RT. RT is the transformer relay. Okay, next one is the line protection, that is the transmission line protection. Transmission line protection, in this case we are using the transmission relay. In this case we are using the transmission relay. Okay, next one is the bus bar protection. This is the bus bar protection. In this case we are using the a separate protection for the bus bars. Okay, that relay is called as the bus bar relay. That relay is called as the bus bar relay. Okay, these are the various components for power system need to be protected. Okay, these are all the costly equipments in the case of a power system. That's why we give the separate protection for these components. Okay, that is the generators, transformers, bus bars, and also the transmission lines. Okay, these are the various equipments to be protected in the case of a power systems. Okay, next one is the introduction to the protective relay. What is meant by the protective relay? Okay, it is an electrical device. It is an electrical device designed to initiate isolation of a part of an electrical installation, okay, or to be operate an alarm signal in the event of an abnormal conditions or a faulted conditions. If any faults are obtained in the case of a power system, then within a very short time the relay gives the alarm signal to the circuit breaker. Then the circuit breaker will be operated. Okay, that is the main principle for the protective relays. Okay, it is a electrical device or electromagnetic device, and it is a sensing device. It is designed to trip a circuit breaker. It is designed to trip a circuit breaker when fault is detected. If any faults are detected in the power system or a line, then automatically the protective relay is used to design to trip a circuit breaker, is used to design to trip a circuit breaker, or it gives the alarm signal to that circuit breaker. Okay, then automatically the breaker may be operated. Okay, next one is the protective relays for the electromagnetic device. The protective relays for the electromagnetic device. Okay, it is operating on moving parts. It is operating on moving parts to provide protection of abnormal conditions. If any abnormal conditions are obtained in the case of a protective systems, then automatically the protective relay is operated, or electromagnetic device, that is the protective relay, will be operated in that condition. Okay, next it is the protective relay. In that we are giving the input signal. In that we are giving the input signal, that is the current or voltage. That is the current or voltage. After giving this input signal, then output will be obtained, that is the visual indication or warning alarm. The output of the relay is the warning alarm in the case of a electromagnetic relays. Okay, that will be given to the circuit breaker. Okay, that will be given to the circuit breaker while giving the current or voltage. In this case, in that relay, the pickup value may be increased, then automatically it gives the alarm signal. When the short circuit currents or voltages are increased, then it gives the alarm signal. That is the output of the relay. Okay, basically the basic elements in the case of a protective relays are the first one is the sensing element, next one is the comparison element, next one is the controlling element. The basic elements in the case of this protective relays are the first one is the sensing element, next one is the comparing element, next last one is the control elements. Last one is the control elements. In that first one is what is meant by the sensing element. Sometimes it is also called as the measuring element. It is also called as the measuring element. Response to change in actuating quantities. Okay, it is respond to change in the actuating quantities. The current in the protective systems in the case of overcurrent relays. The current in the protective systems in the case of overcurrent relays. Okay, second one is the comparing elements. Comparing element, it serves to compare the action of the actuating quantities on the relay. It compares the action of the actuating quantities on the relay with a pre-selected relay setting, with a pre-selected relay settings. Okay, next last one is the control element. It is pickup of the relay accomplished a sudden changes in the control quantities. Sudden changes in the control quantities. The sudden changes means the closing of the operative current circuit, closing of the operative current circuits. Okay, these are the various basic elements in the case of a relays. What is the input for that relay? Is the current or voltage, and insulation temperature. Next, what is the output for that relay? The output for that relay is the alarm signal. Okay, visual indication or warming alarm. Visual indication or the warming alarm. This is the visual indication or the warming alarm is the output for that relay, and input is the voltage, current and temperature. Okay, this is the basic diagram and basic elements for the protective relays. Sensing element, comprising element, controlling element. Okay, that's three are the basic elements in the case of a protective relays. Okay, that is the overall introduction to the protective relays. Next one is the functional characteristics of a protective relays. What are the characteristics are there in the case of a protective relays? Okay, this is the characteristics diagram. When the faults will be obtained, that is the line to ground fault, line to line fault, double line to ground fault, and also three-phase faults, Okay, what are the characteristics for protective relays are the first one is the reliability. Okay, the electromagnetic protective relay is operating on moving parts to provide detection of abnormal conditions. Okay, future of good protective relays are the first one is the reliability. Okay, reliability to operate an predetermined condition. Reliability means to operate an predetermined condition. Okay, next one is the selectivity. Okay, correctly select the faulted portion without disturbing the healthy portion. Okay, correctively select the faulted portion. Selectivity means the we collected the faulty portion correctly without disturbing the any healthy position. If any faults are obtained in the case of the transmission line or distribution lines, in that case the protective relay collect the faulty portion correctly and without disturbing any healthy portion, that is called as the selectivity. Next one is the speed. Okay, next one is the speed. The relay disconnected the faulty portion as quick as possible. While having the speed characteristics in the case of the relay, then the relay disconnected the faulty portion as quick as possible. Next one is the sensitivity. Okay, sensitivity. If any faults are obtained, then the relay will be sensitively operated. Okay, next next one is the simplicity. The relay system should be so simple it can be easy maintained. The relay system should be so simple then it can be easily operated. Next one is the economy. While selecting the types of relays, the economy property is also one of the major criteria in the case of a power system, because the by increasing this economy of the relay, then we are using the number of relays in the power system. Okay, then the cost of the overall protection system is increased, then automatically the cost for the output of per unit will also increased, then the customers will be reduced automatically. That's why we consider the economy operation in the case of a protective relays. Okay, these are the various characteristics in the case of a protective relays, that is reliability, selectivity, speed, sensitivity, simplicity, economy. Okay, reliability, selectivity, speed, sensitivity, simplicity and economy. These are the various characteristics that are to be operated for the protection of the relays. Okay, next coming to the working or operation of the protective relays. Okay, the main principle employed in the operation of the relay is either electromagnetic attraction or electromagnetic induction principle. Electromagnetic attraction or the electromagnetic induction principle. Okay, this is the basic diagram for the protective relay. Okay, this is the from the power source. This is the from the power source. Then in that power source is connected to the one iron core. This is the one iron core. In that iron core, we are connecting the control coils. These are all the control coils. Okay, this is the control switching for on and off manually and or automatically. It is the controlling switch. Okay, this is the iron core. At the first from the source to the we are connecting the contacts. This is the circuit breaker contacts fixed under the moving contacts, and these are to be connected to the load. Okay, this is the basic constructional working diagram of a protective relays. Okay, all the relays employed for the protection against the short circuit operates by the currents and are the voltage supplied them by the CTs and the PTs. Okay, failure in the systems are indicated by the individual or relative changes in the currents or voltage supplied to the protective relaying equipments. Okay, for every type and location failure there is some distributive difference in these quantities, and these are various types of protective relays are available, of each of which is designed to recognize a particular difference and the operation in response. Okay, this is the basic working diagram of a protective relay. Okay, if any fault currents are obtained, then this iron core is magnetized, then the contacts of the circuit breaker will be operated. When short circuit occurs, the current through the line increases and an enormous value. The currents through the line increases enormous values. Okay, this results heavy currents flows through the relay coil, causing the relay operates by closing the contacts. Okay, by closing the contacts, heavy currents are operated. Okay, heavy currents are operated. Then the relay coil electromagnet and closes the control circuit, and the relay gives the alarm signal to the circuit breakers. Okay, the circuit breaker open the isolated the faulty section from the reset of the system. If after giving the alarm signal for the relay coil, then automatically the relay coil may be operated. The relay coil may be operated. Okay. Next, this is the practical view of a protective relays, and this is the control coil, and these are the iron core. These are the iron core. This is the movable armature. This is the movable armature, and this is the switch contact point. This is the switch contact point. Okay, this is the working diagram for the protective relay. Okay, next coming to the basic connection diagram. Basic connection diagram of a protective relay. Okay, this is the basic connection diagram of a protective relay. Okay, this is the relay coil. First taking the one bus bar. Okay, this is the bus bar. In that bus bar we are connecting the CT. In that bus bar we are connecting the CT, that is the primary secondary of the CT current transformer, and then we connecting the circuit breaker. Okay, at the nearby this circuit breaker we are connecting the tripping circuit. This is the tripping coil, and then we are using the battery. Then again it will be connected to the relay coil. Automatically the relay coil having the open and closing contacts. These are the open and closing contacts of this relay coil. Okay, the primary winding of the CT that is connected in series with the line to be protected. The primary winding of this CT that is connected in series with the line to be protected. Next one is the secondary of the CT and the relay operating coil. Okay, the tripping circuit consists of a source of supply, trip coil and stationary contact. If suppose the fault will be obtained at this F point, then that fault current is flowing through this CT, then automatically the secondary of this CT faulted current is flowing through the relay coil. Then the relay coil is energized, then it pull the this contact, then automatically the tripping circuit is closed. If the tripping circuit is closed, then the current falls to this tripping circuit, then automatically the tripping circuit is also energized. Then the circuit breaker will be operated. Okay, this is the basic connection diagram of a protective relay. Okay, in these various components are the CT and circuit breaker and tripping coil and battery. This is the bus bar. In that bus bar, this is the bus bar, we are connecting the secondary of the CT and also the circuit breaker. If any fault are obtained at the point F, this is the fault obtained in the case of F point, then that faulted current is flowing through the secondary of CT coil, then that faulted current will flow through the relay coil also. If the relay coil is more energized, then automatically it push this like this, then closes this tripping circuit, then automatically the tripping circuit is closed. So automatically the tripping circuit is closed. If the tripping circuit is closed, then the circuit breaker will be the tripping coil energized. Then automatically the circuit breaker is operated. If any short circuit or fault currents are obtained on the line, the current in the line increases to a large value. Okay, this results in a heavy currents in the relay coil. Okay, this causes relay to operate, then tripping circuit of the circuit breaker closes and circuit breaker open. then automatically the circuit breaker will be open or operated. That is the basic connection diagram for the relay. This is the basic circuit connection diagram for the relay. Okay, next coming to the types of electromagnetic relays. Next coming to the classification of electromagnetic or types of electromagnetic relays. Okay, basically the electromagnetic relays are classified into two types. Basically the electromagnetic relays are classified into two types. Okay, that is, first one is the electromagnetic attraction relay. In that name we are having the attraction. Okay, attraction. By using this attraction principle, the electromagnetic relay are operated. Okay, this is the simple type of relays. In that we are having the plunger and the hinged armature. We are having the plunger and the hinged armature. Okay, the main principle employed in the operation of that relay is either electromagnetic attraction or electromagnetic induction. Okay, the main classifications of that relays are the electromagnetic attraction type of relay. Next one is the electromagnetic induction types of relays. Okay, these are the basic types of a electromagnetic relays. Okay, in that first one is the electromagnetic attraction type of relay. A plunger is drawn into a solenoid or an armature is attracted to the poles of an electromagnet. The plunger is attracted to the a plunger is drawn into a solenoid or an armature is attracted to the poles of an electromagnet. Okay, such relays can be operated either by AC or DC quantities. Okay, in that first one is the electromagnetic attraction relays. Electromagnetic attraction relays. Okay, it is suitable for both AC and DC quantities. Okay, it is suitable for both AC and DC quantities. Okay, this relay operates an armature being attracted to the poles of an electromagnet. The armature is being attracted to the poles of an electromagnet. Okay, this is the attraction principle. Electromagnetic attraction means the armature is attracted to the poles. In that name we are having the attraction. On the basis of this attraction, the electromagnetic attraction relay is operated. Okay, the armature is being attracted to the poles. The armature is being attracted to the poles. Okay, this is the electromagnetic attraction relay basic introduction. Okay, next coming to the important types of electromagnetic attraction relays. Okay, what are the important types of electromagnetic attraction relays? Are the three types. That is, the first one is the attracted armature type of relay. Okay, that is the first one is the attracted armature type of relay. Next one is the solenoid type of relay. Next one is the balanced beam type of relay. Okay, basically the electromagnetic attraction types of relays are classified into three types. Okay, that is the attracted armature type of relay. Next one is the solenoid type of relay. Next one is the balanced beam type of relays. Okay, these are the three classifications in the case of a electromagnetic attraction type of relays. Okay, next coming to the electromagnetic induction type of relays. Okay, in that name we are having the electromagnetic induction. Okay, next one is the electromagnetic induction type of relays. Okay, these are the widely used relays For protection of relaying equipments involved only for the AC quantities. Only for the AC quantities. Okay, and these relays are operated on the simple principle of split phase induction motor. Okay, the electromagnetic induction relays are operated on the basis of a split phase induction motor. Okay, the actuating force is developed on the moving element, that may be disc or other form of rotor or non-magnetic current conducting materials, or non-magnetic current conducting materials. Okay, this type of induction type of relays are mostly used for the AC quantities. Okay, in that name we are having the induction. Okay, the working principle of this type of relay is same as that of a split phase induction motor. Okay, we already studied the split phase induction motor. What is the working principle of that split phase induction motor and how it will be operated, that already we studied in the EM subject. Okay, mission subject. Okay, on the same principle the relay is operated. Okay, split phase induction motor principle. The electromagnetic induction type of relay is operated on the basis of a split phase induction motor. Okay, this type of relays is mostly used for the AC quantities. Okay, the principle is based on the split phase induction motors. Okay, in that the commonly used electromagnetic induction relays are the first one is the shaded pole structure. Second one is the watt-hour meter or double winding structure. Next, third one is the induction cup structure. Okay, these are the basic types of the electromagnetic induction type of relays. Okay, these are the basic types of a electromagnetic induction type of relays. Okay, basically the electromagnetic relays are classified into two types. That is, first one is the electromagnetic attraction and second one is the electromagnetic induction type. Okay, in that the electromagnetic attraction relays, a plunger is drawn into a solenoid or the armature is attracted to the poles of an electromagnet. Okay, next one is the electromagnetic induction type of relays. In that name also induction. Okay, the electromagnetic induction types of relays are operated on the basis of a split phase induction motor. The electromagnetic induction relays are operated. Okay, in that we are having the various classifications are there. That is, the electromagnetic attraction relays are classified into three types: attracted armature type of relay, solenoid type of relay and balanced beam type of relays. And also the electromagnetic induction relays are classified into three types, that is shaded pole structure type, watt-hour meter type or double winding structure or induction cup structure. Okay, these are the various types of electromagnetic relays. First of all, what is meant by the relay? It is an sensing device or electromagnetic device. Okay, it is used to give a signal to the circuit breaker. It is used to give the alarm signal to the circuit breakers. Okay, on that principle, the electromagnetic relays are used in the case of a overall power systems. Basically, the generators, transformers, bus bars and the transmission lines are the four types of costly equipments, or four types of stages in the case of a power system. That's why we give the separate protection for these four types of devices. Okay, that is the major important consideration in the case of a power system. Okay, that's why each and every section we are giving the separate protective devices, that is separate electromagnetic devices are used. Okay, in that mainly we are using the circuit breakers. Okay, the circuit breakers will be operated while giving the relay signal or while giving the alarm signal to the circuit breaker, then only it will be operated. Okay, that alarm signal indication is given by this electromagnetic relays. Okay, that alarm signal will be given by the electromagnetic relays when the faults will be obtained in the case of a power system or a transmission system. In that case, the electromagnetic relay will give the indication to that circuit breaker. Then only the circuit breaker will be operated within a short time. How the relay coil will give the indication to the circuit breaker, that will be observed in this figure. Okay, taking the one bus bar, in that bus bar we are connecting the one CT and also circuit breaker. Okay, under normal operating condition, these contacts are in the open position. If these contacts are in the open position, the tripping coil does not energized. Then the circuit breaker in the open position, the circuit breaker does not operated under normal operating conditions. Suppose if any faults are obtained in this point, then automatically the current will be flowing through this CT. Then this CT coil is energized. After that, the current flowing through this relay coil, then the relay coil is more energized. Then automatically this plunger is moves in the downwards. Then the circuit will be closed in this condition. Automatically the circuit will be in the closed position. If the circuit will be in the closed position, then the current will be flowing through this circuit by using this battery. If the current passes through this circuit, then automatically the tripping coil is more energetic. If the tripping coil is more energetic, then that coil gives the alarm signal to this circuit breaker. In that case only the circuit breaker operates. In that case only the circuit breaker will be operated while giving the tripping signal to the circuit breaker. Then only the circuit breaker will be operates. Okay, this is the basic connection diagram for both circuit breakers and the relay coils. Okay, this is the basic connection diagram for both the relay coil and the circuit breaker. Okay, this is the relay coil. Okay, this is the relay coil and this is the circuit breaker. If any fault currents are obtained, then this relay coil is push this plunger. Then this circuit will be closed. If the circuit in the closed position, then by using this battery, the tripping coil is energetic. If the tripping coil is energetic, then automatically it gives alarm signal. It gives a alarm signal. Then the circuit breaker will be operated. Then it gives the alarm signal. Then the circuit breaker will be operated. Okay, this is the basic connection diagram for the relay and also circuit breaker. Okay. Okay, these are all the various types in the case of electromagnetic relays: electromagnetic attraction type of relay and electromagnetic induction type of relays. Okay, this is the basic introduction about the electromagnetic relays and various types in the case of electromagnetic relays. Okay, the electromagnetic attraction types of relays and electromagnetic induction types of relays are will be explained in the next classes. Okay, thank you.